When it comes to studying, not all note-taking methods are created equal. If you're anything like me, you've probably tried writing down everything during a lecture only to feel overwhelmed when it's time to review. The truth is, more notes don't always mean better understanding, in my opinion. In this video, I'm going to share my approach to selective note-taking, a strategy that helped me focus on what's truly important and actually retain the information long term. And I'll tie this into the power of repetition, which is key to making those notes stick. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into one of my most favorite study techniques, selective note-taking. This isn't about writing down everything you hear, it's about capturing the essence of the lecture so you can focus on the most important points later. I used this method throughout my studies and it played a big role in helping me achieve my 3.9 GPA. Let's get into it. We've all been there, trying to keep up with the lecturer, scribbling down every single word, only to end up with pages of notes that are overwhelming to review, or you have no idea what the hell you wrote in the lecture. The problem with this approach is that it doesn't leave you time to actually process the information as it's being delivered. You're so focused on getting everything down that you miss the opportunity to engage with the material in real time. That's why I prefer selective note-taking. Instead of trying to note down everything, I focus on capturing key points, important concepts, and anything the lecturer emphasizes as crucial. This way, I'm not just recording information, I'm actively listening and processing what's being taught. So, how do you put selective note-taking into practice? Here's how I did it. Number one, I listened for emphasis. Pay close attention to the lecturer's tone and body language. When they say something is important, make a note of it. If they repeat a point, that's a strong indicator that it's something you'll need to remember. Number two, capture key concepts. Focus on the main ideas rather than the details. For example, if the lecturer is discussing a process or theory, jot down the steps or core principles rather than every example they give. Number three, use symbols and abbreviations. Develop a system of symbols and abbreviations that work for you. This allows you to take notes quickly without losing the meaning. For instance, I used arrows to indicate relationships between concepts and stars for key points. Number four, leave space for later. Leave some space between points so you can add additional notes during your review session. This space also allows you to connect related ideas as you study the lectures later on. Now let's talk about one of the most powerful tools in your study arsenal, repetition. There's this concept called the forgetting curve, which shows how quickly we forget information if we don't review it regularly. Essentially, after learning something new, your retention of that information drops off steeply unless you reinforce it through repeated review. This is where your selective notes become incredibly valuable. Because you've already filtered out the noise and focused on the key points, you can easily review these notes in the days following the lecture. The more you review, the more those points stick. Here's how I incorporated repetition into my study routine. Number one, I did daily reviews. I made it a habit to quickly review my notes every evening, focusing on the key points I'd written down during the day. This daily repetition helped reinforce the material and made it easier to recall later. Number two, weekly summaries. At the end of each week, I'd go through my notes and create a brief summary of the main concepts covered. This weekly review helped solidify my understanding and connected different topics together. Number three, pre-exam refreshers. In the weeks leading up to an exam, I'd revisit these summaries and quiz myself on the key points. Because I'd already reviewed the material multiple times, I didn't need to cram. It was more about refreshing my memory. Selective note-taking and repetition go hand in hand. By capturing only the most important information, you make your review sessions more efficient. You're not wasting time sifting through unnecessary details, you're focusing on the material that matters the most. And because you're reviewing this material regularly, you're reinforcing it into your memory, making it easier to recall during exams or when you need it in practice. So this combination of strategies was a huge part of how I managed to maintain a high GPA throughout my studies. In conclusion, selective note-taking isn't about doing less work, it's about working smarter. By focusing on the key points and reinforcing them through regular review, you can retain information more effectively, and avoid the overwhelm that comes with trying to memorize everything all at once. If you haven't tried this method yet, I highly recommend giving it a shot. It made a massive difference for me, and I'm confident it can do the same for you. So let me know in the comments below, what note-taking strategies do you use? And if you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more tips and tricks. And I want to thank you guys so much for watching. See you guys in the next one.